I always wondered why balls, the most delicate part of a male, has virtually no protection. I think I'm just gonna start wearing a cup to protect my balls 24/7. Hey, what's up? A man has had his balls nearly ripped right off. And of course it was done by his girlfriend, cause you know, who else would love you enough to rip your balls off? But your significant other. The man and the woman were arguing in their bed one night because the woman thought that the man was cheating on her. And he said he wasn't cheating on her, and then he turned over in the bed and he tried to go to sleep, and then she started slapping and punching him in the head. And then it just escalated to where she grabbed his balls and just started tugging on him as hard as she could. And she ended up ripping his scrotum, and his balls came out of his sack. Yes, his balls came out of his sack. For all the males watching right now, I'll give you a moment. Alright, are you done cupping your balls in pain now? This man didn't even really realize what happened to him at first until he went to the bathroom and he noticed his crotch was bleeding a lot. And then he noticed his balls hanging out of the side by his leg, instead of being tucked securely in his sack. I want to know what he said when he realized that his balls were hanging out of his sack. Probably said, "Ah! Ah! 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 That's what I would have said. I don't think any guy could keep his cool in that kind of situation. But it would have been hilarious if he did actually keep his cool. You know, he was all calm during the entire situation. It was just like, oh, would you look at that? My balls fell out of my sack. Better get the stapler. Wonder what's on TV. Yeah, but I think it would be impossible for any man to keep calm during a situation like this. I know if it was me that got my balls ripped off, I'd probably just black out and then I'd wake up with my girlfriend's severed head in my hands. And this woman is actually being let off without any charges because she claims she didn't rip his balls off. She says that he probably did it to himself to make her look bad, or that his other lover probably did it. Okay, first of all, he didn't do this to himself. No man could do that shit to themselves. That's just fucked. And second of all, you're right. It could have been his other lover. How do I know? I didn't see what happened. It could have just been like, alright, I did it, babe. I broke up with my other girlfriend. You had another girlfriend? Your balls are mine. Because, you know, all girls turn into vampires when they get really pissed off. But this story has a happy ending because they were able to save both this man's balls. And it's a good thing, too, because if they couldn't save his balls, then he'd have less balls. Do you think they brought in a testicle specialist? You know, like some guy that's just really good at fixing up testicles, some testicle surgeon, and he was just like, don't worry, sir, your balls are in good hands. My balls are hanging out of my sack and you're cracking jokes? No? Yeah. So what I want to know is, what would you change about yourself if you could change one thing? And what one thing would you do before you die? And if you were stranded on a desert island, who would you kill if you could? Leave a comment or a video response and let me know. If I could change one thing about myself, it would be this body hair that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And if I could do one thing before I die, it would be visit another planet. You know, kick it with some aliens. And if I could kill one person, it would be the person who's gonna type first underneath this video. Fucking annoying.